So welcome back to the channel, and today's something a little bit different. I don't do a lot of tags on the channel, but I did see this one and it did seem quite interesting. It's the under the influence tag. Now it seems to have been around for a while, so I don't know who made this anymore, but there's quite a few questions. And question one is a fantastic book that has been kind of recommended by a booktuber. So you've picked up this book because it was on a like a booktube recommendation, and the one I'm going to go with was recommended by both Mikes, Michael K. Vaughan and Mike at Mike's Book Reviews, and that was Salem's Lot. For one, being a fantastic horror novel, and for two, being a good introduction to The Dark Tower. So yeah, Salem's Lot. Question two, and one book that you were kind of put off by a booktube channel. And I'll go back to Mike there, Mike's Book Reviews. He does not like Brent Weeks, and this was going to be a book I read in my first year on booktube, and that has slid very far down my TBR, unfortunately, because it has been bashed quite hard. So sorry, Brent Weeks, I will get back to you. Question three, has booktube ever opened your mind to new genres? I'm going to say no. I am still interested in the same genres as I was before, but certain genres I read less often, it definitely keeps them in the front of my mind. Question four, how much time do you spend on YouTube before booktube, and how much now? So I kind of spent the same amount of time on YouTube before as I do now, but now more of that time is devoted to watching booktube channels that I like. So question five, how much time do you spend on it now? So to be honest, I only get the chance to watch a couple of videos before work in the morning and a couple of videos before I go to bed in the evening. So I only get a few videos each kind of day. So if I don't get to all of your videos, and I'm someone that I subscribe to your channel, then apologies, but it's just a time thing in the end for me. And question six, how many books did you read before booktube? So actually, I wasn't a big reader. I had lots of other hobbies, and reading was neglected. The most books I'd ever read in a year before booktube was 5, and now I read 40 books a year or something, so it's definitely had an effect. Has booktube affected my book buying habits? Yes, to a very large extent. My physical TBR is probably 150 books now, and it is a little bit out of control, but it's a good problem to have. Number 8, has a booktube reviewer ever changed your opinion on a book? No, I wouldn't say that they have, but I have done a couple of rereads based on reviews I've seen of books where I've wanted to check, do I like it as much as I thought I did? Is it as good as they say? And to be fair, they usually are quite similar as my original opinion. Number 9, has a video inspired you to make or change a video? I would say no as well, but things like tag videos like I'm doing now, I wouldn't have done before until I'd seen them elsewhere. So to an extent. Number 10, do I feel any pressures in my reading life because of booktube? Probably just to make sure that I give my opinion when I read a book, and share it here with the community. That's it, really. So number 11, in what way do you feel the community has influenced your reading? So what I would say the biggest change has been, especially this year, is I've found myself drawn to reading events now. I've seen some of my favourite booktube channels do themed events, and I've got to think that 2023 is a year where I'm going to get involved a little bit more community-wise and try to join some of these reading events. And number 12, what impact do you hope your channel will have on the booktube community? So I started my channel for one reason, and that is because I struggled to read the big books that I love. I am an extremely slow reader, at less than half the speed of the average reader. I visualize everything that I read. I read pages twice sometimes, and reading is a real challenge. And I wanted to let people know in the booktube community, maybe people that don't have channels that watch, or that have channels but are slow readers, that we can do it. We can do it too. We can get the books read that we want. There are ways to do it. There are challenges and hurdles to overcome, but basically it's worth reading. No matter how slow you read, it's always worth reading. I don't know who to tag in my tags because I'm always so like many years behind everyone else. I hope some of my favorite channels that haven't done it will see this and take up this tag if they haven't done it already. But please put in the comments any answers to these questions that you feel might be interesting.